everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be talking all things makeup brushes. And you may notice these are in this adorable little M mug, which stands for Misha, not makeup brushes, but we'll pretend it does anyway. So this is all about my go-to top favourite brushes from brands like Morphe and Zoeva. It's a mixture of face brushes and eye brushes thrown in there, and they just all have completely different purposes. So let's jump on into all the lovely brushes. Oh, and excuse the fact they're all dirty, but I've just done my makeup and they really do need a good clean, but for the sake of the video, we'll pretend that they're luscious and new and not battered old gross things that I've had for quite a few years now. Let's start with face brushes. And my first face brush is actually this brush from Morphe, and this is the M527, and this brush is just the perfect bronzer brush. I think this is quite a big bronzer brush, and I got my mum this brush and she complains if it's too big. Honestly, it's just the perfect size. I will link all of the brushes down below. Move on to this blush brush, which is again from Morphe, and it's been rather well loved, but I can just about read that it's the M435. Now, some people will probably say that this is the perfect contour brush, but I love it for blush because the fat bit, this is definitely technical terms, the fat bit is at the apple of your cheek, and then as you swipe up it gets skinnier, so you don't end up with blusher here. I'm probably now going to have blusher there. They are pretty damn cheap. They are pretty good pricing, especially because of the quality of the hairs. Moving on to a foundation brush, we have the Morphe M439, and this is just such a good dense foundation brush, and you know those really stodgy foundations? This will blend that out, no matter what you use. Liquid, cream, powder, what other foundation types are there? Basically any foundation you have, this will make it look so smooth and blended, and it's just fabulous. Then we have a fan brush, and yeah, everyone knows what a fan brush is for. Good old highlighter. So this is my favourite highlighting brush just because I feel like it gives a nice, I say natural, nothing about my highlighter is natural, but it gives a nice natural swoosh of colour. It doesn't make anything too stripy, and it's just, I don't know if you can see like bits of highlight flicking out, but this is the Morphe M310 brush. The final face brush is the Morphe M38. You can probably tell I quite like Morphe brushes, just a little bit. And this is your perfect under eye concealer brush. So basically, when I can't be bothered to wet my beauty blender, I just grab this because I don't then have to run it under the sink, and it's just the perfect size for blending out your concealer. Moving on to eye brushes, my favourite eye brush of all time is a blendy brush. I am all about blending. I think I spend 90% of my time blending my eyeshadow. So this is just such a luscious, big, fat blendy brush you can just stick on in your crease and just makes everything so smooth and so amazing. And again, shock, it's a Morphe brush. This is the M511. Next up, I shall go to this really fat brush from Morphe. This is the M415, and genuinely, it's so fat. Like, the handle is so chunky. I feel like I could injure someone with this, but it's still really good for packing on glitter across the lid. And it does make it easier, the fact it's so big and fat, because it takes less time. Really random brush thrown in there, which I have no clue where it's from. It could be from one of those packs that you got when you were in like year 7 of some really bad makeup brushes and those god-awful lipsticks that used to come in the cell phone. all about the Lily Kelly shoes as well, just a little throwback in there. But this is actually such a good brush for your bottom lash line, and it just blends everything out, and it's not too dense, but it's not too fluffy, so you don't end up with eyeshadow down here, but you also don't end up with a big harsh line. So I'll try and find a brush that's sort of similar. Final eyeshadow brush is the most useful brush ever, and actually this one is not Morphe, it is Zoeva. This is my favourite Zoeva brush, and this is the 224 Luxe Defined Crease, and it literally is a defining your crease brush. It's so perfect just for swishing around in your crease with a darker colour and just defining the shape, and it really gives you the perfect angular crease, perfect angular eye socket. I know that doesn't sound like something you want to achieve, but trust me, it is. Invest in this beauty. I will say though that the Zoeva brushes are more expensive than the Morphe ones. We move on to brow brushes. Now this is the one high-end brush, I would say is one of my favourites, and this is the Anastasia number 14 brush. So it has a spoolie on one end and then a sort of eyelinery shaped brush, but it's just perfect for when you can be bothered, isn't very often, to properly sculpt out your brows. This is just the perfect brush. It isn't too big, it isn't too small, you don't end up with massive caterpillars, but you also don't end up with skinny little rodent eyebrows. The final brush is another Zoeva brush, and this is the 322 brow line brush, and I do actually use this to carve out my eyebrows. So I'll grab some concealer and just start sketching out basically a line underneath and then blending it all through, and it just gives me very on fleek brows. So this has been my favourite makeup brushes from Morphe, Zoeva, a random one thrown in there, and Anastasia. I hope you have enjoyed, and I hope this has been helpful in some way. Let me know what your favourite makeup brushes are, and let me know if you purchase any of these and if you love them as much as I do. So thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and give this video a like. See you next time. Bye! I am no makeup artist, but I still attempt to look half decent.
Lash brush.